Hey, I'm Kate, and I've been coming to Calvary for about 6 months now. Well, I moved to the sunny coast about 4 years ago now, and I started getting really involved in a church. And for a few years I was having a great time, was going really steady, and then I kind of found myself going from like leadership positions to starting to slip back to just participating, to eventually ending up just being in the background, not doing much. And then one weekend I kind of just decided that I didn't feel like going to church that weekend, and after that I kind of just seemed to stop going. I slipped away from church, and then before I knew it, I didn't realise that it had happened, but I found I'd slipped away from God. I'd managed to isolate myself from everybody and everything. I spent a lot of time by myself, and I kind of only helped myself and did things for myself and spent time like with myself. And as a person who really likes to help people, I ended up being pretty miserable because I didn't have anybody around me anymore that I could even do anything with, let alone do anything for. I still believed in God. I don't think that I ever stopped believing in God, because every now and then I catch myself thinking about it, but I knew that there was no relationship of any description at all. I had a mate who had actually met through like different programs that I was doing at a different church before. He'd kind of been pestering me for a while to come and check out Calvary, and I was like, no, I really don't want to, because I kind of thought that I just changed so much that there wouldn't be a place for me anymore. But eventually I gave into all the badgering, mostly because of the free dinner offer. That's always appealing. And I came along, and Damo introduced me to some friends, like to some people that he thought that I would get along with quite well. And it turns out that I really did. And their company was what kept me coming back at first, because I felt like I fit in within like that social construct, but still wasn't quite sure how I was going being in like a church setting again. But one week Dusty was actually preaching about a kids movie, and as silly as it sounds, it really spoke to me, and I realised that it had done the exact opposite of my process of like backsliding, where I kind of started drifting away from church and then drifted away from God. I kind of like drifted back to church and then ran smack bang into God without even realising it. After that, I've gone from being like, because I am extroverted, but in going into myself, I almost like forced myself to become an introvert, and I've found not just who I am again, but who I am in God. I'm serving under Dusty in Elevate, and it's great. I love hanging around teenagers because I'm pretty sure that I am a teenager still in my head. And serving in music, which I absolutely love to do. I'm happy. I'm really happy, and not just happy like walking around smiling. I mean, even on the inside, if I'm not smiling on the outside, I am smiling on the inside, but I'm honestly smiling on the outside most of the time anyway. I don't feel empty or lonely anymore. I still miss my family because I love my family, but I've got a family that I come and see every weekend as well. It just feels amazing to be back doing what I think that I was supposed to be doing all along, and that's why God's been so good to me.